Hey guys, it's Kelsey here with
Hi, I'm Rachel, and it's Freaky Friday!
Get it? 'Cause it's the Kelsey of the movies, yay!
We saw in theaters the movie Freaky.
Freaky!
So this movie actually released in theaters on Friday the 13th, which was earlier in November, but in my little AMC app, I kept skipping by this movie because the movie poster just had a picture of a girl with shaving cream on and like a big knife, and the title of the movie was Freaky. I just didn't move. I wasn't, I didn't want to really check on it. I eventually saw what it was, and I assumed the title Freaky is a play on Freaky Friday, where people switch bodies, and in this movie, it is a switching body because of some kind of magic, but it's a teenage girl and a man who's a serial killer.
Yeah, and then from thenceforth, Rachel called the movie Freaky Friday for the most part. Yeah, even in the theater. Even when we were sitting there and you were Googling it to see about the trailer, I mean, if there were anything after it,
wasn't my fault.
You were still Googling Freaky Friday.
No, my phone
you were calling it Freaky Friday.
Auto finished it
with
to
words.
Freaky Friday.
No, you were calling it that. Your brain was calling it that too. Now this is what we call revisionist history, people.
Anyway, that setup I found very intriguing, and you found out that this was the same people that did Happy Death Day?
And Happy Death Day too.
Anyway, we also liked those. Yeah, I will link it at the end of this video. We did a review on those. You found out at the movie, as it began, that it had Vince Vaughn in it. Yeah, I knew before we went I had seen. So, Kelsey, go, wait, or skip?
Yeah, go. This is the best movie we've seen in the movie theater all year. Mostly because I could understand this movie. Sorry, what's the other movie? Tenet. Sorry, Tenet. Still don't understand it. Don't even understand how I could understand it. Probably not going to see it again.
You don't feel like you have to go get like a doctorate, a PhD in something?
Now I understand this. This is a movie based on another movie based on another movie.
Right.
With a twist. And it has Vince Vaughn. I'm the worst.
Hey, I'm going to say go with a caveat. I totally get it if a slasher movie during the, month of Thanksgiving and whatnot, we saw this on Thanksgiving Day.
Right. Family time.
Isn't your thing. But I did think that this was a good, enjoyable movie. Yeah. Like, you just want to go. Now, the other reason there has to be a caveat coming from me in my go is that I close my eyes for
brutal.
All the slasher scenes.
Yeah.
So my remembrance of this movie is the movie minus the slasher scene.
Right, and
so I'm like, it's so good.
Rachel's not like, I want to go see a slasher movie. Mm-mm. So when she said it's a slasher movie, I want to go see it, I was like, really? But it was. And
I was hesitant.
It was
But I
gruesome.
will tell you this, that I didn't see any of the slasher scenes. I closed my eyes for all of them. And the movie the movie worked. I was a little bit concerned that we were going to go to the movies Thanksgiving Day, and I was just going to have my eyes shut for the entire thing, based on what I read at Common Sense Media. So that's not what happened. There was a grouping of slasher scenes at the beginning of the movie, and there was a grouping of slasher scenes towards the end of the movie. The rest of it was really how it played out with them switching bodies. And can we just say, maybe we should get to spoilers.
Spoilers!
We're going to talk, Vince Vaughn is great.
Spoilers, Rachel. It's not called Freaky Friday. What?
Vince Vaughn is excellent in this movie, as you might expect. Really now, here's an interesting thing, is that I'm going to go ahead and just make up a story here. That Vince Vaughn, out of a good chunk of the main actors in this movie, he's a veteran.
He's a grizzly veteran.
I really saw why Vince Vaughn, he's likable. He has a certain charisma. There was just something when he was on screen, I was like, he's fantastic. Him playing the character of the girl, right? Of the teenage girl. So he starts out as a serial killer who's not much of a talker. And this isn't a Ted Bundy serial killer who, is likable and whatnot. No, you're going to be like, oh, is this guy a serial killer? You're going to know just right off the bat. It's crazy.
He's a
And that's not the Vince Vaughn you're used to, him playing that. Now, Vince Vaughn playing a teenage girl is also not the Vince Vaughn you're used to, but the likability and charisma he had in that role, like, I wanted him in every scene. Like, it was great, and he acted like her the whole time. Like, he had to run like her, and I mean, I thought it was really great. I enjoyed it more than the girl who played the serial killer in that body switch. Like, it was okay.
I thought she did a really good job, too. I thought that the key to this movie was going to be casting her character. Could she play both? And I thought that the actress could play both.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think that Vince Vaughn was kind of a standout in the movie. And so I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. Okay. This movie is basically Face Off, but where literally you see faces flying off because they're cutting faces off. They're sawing faces.
Actually, I was going to say
things are bloody and gross.
No faces flew off, but then I
realized
faces are
flying off everywhere.
I realized that I can't say that because I shut my eyes during all the slasher scenes. Here's what I really thought gave this movie some substance and depth is that the main family was dealing with a trauma in their life. And you had the mom and her two daughters, one adult daughter and then her teenage daughter. All three of those characters were handling that trauma in different ways. And I thought that the movie did a good job showing how that might come about in real life. I thought that was really, I could see a family just like that. That didn't seem too far off. I really enjoyed that bit of substance, and then you stick it in a slasher movie. I mean, what else do you want from movies, people? You know? I
mean, as far as this type of movie goes, it reminds me kind of Scream, right? When Scream came out a long time ago. It's that type of fun slasher. Yeah. I had a good time at the movie theater. It delivered. It was sometimes shocking and crazy, and you like the characters. The characters are cast well. And it's just a really good, if you like this type of horror slasher flick, this is the movie for you.
Yeah. The things I didn't like about the movie were kind of small. It was just a little bit annoying. For example, there were various things that the police officers did in the movie where I was just like, a police officer, I don't care how poorly trained an officer is, he's not going to show up at a high school dance and just shoot his gun into the air. My opinion is that was just totally crazy. Her sister was a police officer. Not a very good one, guys. And I was like, she's the sister of the main character.
She was basically Dewey.
Be awesome?
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't a good police officer, at all. I just was or build that into the story. Maybe she became an officer because of the trauma the family went through, but it's not really her calling. I don't know. It just wasn't great. And through the movie, in order to get the storyline to move along, the characters sometimes did things that I was like, well, why didn't they just do this? It would be a lot easier. And it was so in your face. So not enlisting the help of her sister when they actually need to get into the police station. Instead, the way that whole scene unfolded was it was ridiculous. There were other small things, a chair broke and she took the chair leg, which somehow broke into a perfect pointed stake, and then stabbed it through somebody, and it went from their back to their front, out their chest.
And then she kicked it through him.
Guys, that's not going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen with
You're such an expert on little things that you have know nothing about.
That I've never done. Yeah, that's just me. I'm really confident in my opinions, and I just don't think a chair leg is going to break off like that. And then a teenage girl who, throughout the whole movie, the whole point, it's been a reoccurring thing was that she's not very strong. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think that it's going to work. But those were really small things. And the overall movie was pretty good. Even her friends were good.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, the only other thing is that at the end of the movie, you don't get Vince Vaughn anymore as playing the teenage girl. And you're kind of like, I wanted more of that.
And then
Is there somehow where she gets her life back and then Vince Vaughn can still be playing the same character? I thought this was a good, what do you call that? Adaptation of a common movie trope, which is the body switching thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really smart.
And I enjoyed it.
New, fun, fresh, and so mod.
And
Is mod a thing?
Hope that it does well, maybe coming out like on streaming services.
December 4th, it's everywhere, including streaming services.
Streaming services, yeah, because it's definitely a miss during 2020. And then I'm not sure, because of the marketing, this is a movie I did want to see after I read into it, but because of the movie poster, I totally overlooked it. And the title. Because, I mean, there's a million horror movies, slasher movies that come out, a million, maybe exaggeration, but a lot of them come out every year that I'm not going to see most of them.
Right.
Yeah. You see all of them.
No.
Thanks for watching. Do you see all of our movie reviews? Because I think that you should.
Me too. Thanks for watching. Bye.